Hi, we're going to make some baklava today. It starts out with your phyllo dough. You can buy this at the store. It comes in 2 wraps. We're not going to use both of them. We're only going to make a half batch. Put it on the table, roll it out, let it start warming up, but keep a moist cloth on top of it to keep it from drying out. It's paper thin. You could read the newspaper actually through it. It's so thin. So it's a little bit tricky to work with, turns a lot of people off. Our filling is walnuts, a 1/4 cup of sugar, the zest of a half of a lemon, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, and a little over or under an eighth of a teaspoon of nutmeg. Mix that all together. And that becomes your filling for this baklava. Now it looks like there's a lot there, but it starts going pretty quickly. And this is only a half batch based on the recipe that I normally make. I've started out by putting down 10 layers of phyllo dough. You want to start with at least 15 on the bottom. Butter it in between every 2 or 3 layers. Here's a stick of melted butter, and then just butter like crazy. Then you take a little handful of your filling and you cover that first layer. Be generous. What's over the sides can be scraped back up and put back in. And there's our first layer. Now I will continue to do this 4 more times, and then I'll come back at the end and show you what it looks like. All right, we have got 4 layers of our mixed and seasoned nuts. I just put on the last layer of phyllo dough. Brush it with butter. I didn't mention, but this took a stick and 1/4 of butter. You try and butter every other piece. That's what gives you the flake. I started out with 20 on the bottom, a layer of nuts, 5 layers of phyllo, a layer of nuts, 5 layers of phyllo, a layer of nuts, 5 layers of phyllo, a layer of nuts, and then the last 15 on the top. My oven has been preheating to 350 degrees. This will go into the oven. Watch it after about 15 minutes. You want a nice golden brown on the top, and while that's in the oven, I'll make the syrup that we pour on the top and show you that in just a moment. Hi, we're going to make our simple syrup now. We started off, again, remember our baklava was a half a batch, so this is a half a batch of simple syrup. 1 cup of sugar to 1 cup of water and a half a cup of honey. To that, we're going to add the lemon zest from the other half of the lemon. We're going to add that in. And then we're going to add just a little bit of a lemon squeeze to ramp up that flavor a little bit. Stir this, put this on the stove, bring it to a boil, and then let it cool. And this is what you're going to pour over your baklava. And when everything is done and ready, I'll show you the pouring and the cutting process. The baklava is out of the oven. I started checking on it at 15 minutes. It took 25 minutes to get this nice brown light color. I've already sliced them, and now I'm going to put on the simple syrup. You need to add some of this to help hold the phyllo layers together, but this is where all the calories come from, so you might want to use this sparingly as you pour it over the top. All right, I have coated the baklava with our honey and lemon flavored simple syrup. Let this stand and let some of this baklava absorb it, and it's ready to go. It didn't take that long. It's really not that hard. You might want to jump in and try it. Bon appetit.